All right, step number 3, you have recorded a video. You have converted that video into a GIF file. Next step is to import your GIF file into Photopea. So you're going to go to photopea.com, and when you get to the main page, you're going to click on Open from Computer. Okay, and then you should have saved everything in an MMA folder. So go ahead and click on your files, select MMA, and find your GIF file. So there's mine, me pouring coffee. So I'm selecting that and I'm going to say open. What this is going to do, it's loading your GIF file into your Photopea project as still images. So if you look over here in your viewer window, you'll notice there are now 190 still frames that have been dropped into my folder. Okay, so this is how you're going to start to animate. If you were going to animate the entire 10 seconds, you would be drawing on 190 frames. We obviously don't have that kind of time. So what you're going to do is you're going to select certain frames to keep and delete everything else. So if you notice, the very bottom frame says A_A, which stands for animation, and then it says FRM, which stands for frame 0. So this is your first frame, this is your second frame, this is your third, fourth, fifth, and so on. And if you drag your cursor all the way up to the top, you can see how many photos dropped into your folder. I have 190 photos. That's too many to animate. So what you're going to need to go through and do right now is delete all the frames until you only have 10 left. Now, don't just pull the first 10 frames, because if you pull the first 10 frames, it's not going to look like any movement is happening in your video. You have to select a random assortment throughout your stack of photos. So you can be very precise to select 10 frames, meaning you can take the number of frames that were dropped into your folder and divide it by 10 to see which frames you want to keep. So if I do look at mine right here, I have 190 frames. So I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to divide 190 by 10. I don't even need to use a calculator. And that's 19. So every 19th photo, I'm going to save. All the rest I'm going to delete. So it's a little bit of a time consuming process, but take your time because it will make your final video a lot better. So I'm going to save frame 0, and now I'm going to go up and I'm going to delete the rest of the photos until I get to frame 19. So I'm going to click on frame 1 and hit delete. Click on frame 2, delete, 3, and the delete button is this bottom corner right here. It looks like a little trash can. 4, delete, 5, delete, and so on until I get to frame 19. And just to show you, see the eyeball? We're looking at frame 0 right here. If I were to just click and save the first 10 photos, nothing's going to happen in my video because the frames will look too identical. So like there's my second frame, there's my third, there's my fourth. Nothing's really happening. However, if I kind of scroll up more, I get to say frame 24 or maybe say frame 54, you'll notice things are starting to move. I'm clicking on my eyeball to see that frame. That's why you want that movement. So I'm going to go back. We're still, let me uncheck these eyeballs. We're still looking at frame 0, and I'm trying to delete everything up to frame 19. So 7, 8, let me hold down Shift and see if that works, if I can delete up multiple. Yep, I might be able to hold down Shift and click delete. Yep, okay, so I'm going to hold down Shift and click delete. All right, so I've got frame 0 and frame 19 I want to keep. Now I'm going to add on 19 plus 10 frames, or actually 19 plus 19 frames is 38. So I want to delete everything up to frame 38. Hold down Shift. Delete. Hold down Shift. Delete. Almost there. There's frame 37 through 32. I'm deleting those. Okay, now I've got 3 frames I want to keep. I want to keep frame 0, 1938. Now I'm going to add 19 to 38. And I want to delete everything up to slide 54. So delete. So basically what you're doing is you're selecting a random assortment of frames to keep to be able to animate. Now, if you're more ambitious and you want to animate more than 10 frames, you're welcome to do that. But for this assignment, you're only required to animate 10 frames. So I'm going to slide 57. I'm holding down Shift, hitting delete. Okay, there I go. I got my first frame is 0. Second one's 19, 38, 57 I'm going to keep. Now I'm going to add 19 to that. 57 plus 19. I'm not good at math. 76. So now I'm going to delete everything to 76. Holding down Shift, clicking the delete button. Shift. There's slide 66. Keep going. Take your time so you get the right frames that you want to keep. And you can check every once in a while and make sure it looks like your frames actually are moving. So here we go. There's 76. So I'm going to keep any slide with the eyeball I'm keeping. Okay, so I'm keeping slide 0, 19, 38, and 57 so far. And you can check. Right now I'm looking at slide 76 with my hand up in the air. If I uncheck that, I'm looking at slide 57. If I uncheck that, I'm looking at 38. Right now, it doesn't look like much movement is happening, but don't worry, it will start to look, it'll start to move along. Okay, 76 plus 19, and keep going. Deleting everything till 95. Holding down Shift, I'm going to slide up till I see 95. Hold down Shift and hit delete. Okay, I'm going to keep slide 95 plus 19. Get rid of everything till slide 114. So hold down Shift, go up to one slide 114. Having troubles, so if you do, just do it one by one. There we go. Okay, you can stop watching this video. I'm basically just going to show you the entire process to get rid of all your frames. So I'm going to go up next until you are left with 10 exact frames. Okay, and they have to be a random assortment. So 95, 114 is the next one I'm saving. So once you save it, make sure you put the eyeball on it so you can, and now you notice, see how between slide 95 and 114, there was some movement there? That's how you know that it's going to be okay for your animation. 114 plus 19. Okay, I'm saving slide 133. Deleting everything else by holding down Shift, selecting them, hitting delete. Let's see, 119 to 133. Hit delete. What did I say? 133, right? Okay, so hold down Shift. There's 132. Okay, turn on the eyeball so I know, and you can tell right there, turn on and off. You can see, watch my head. The head moved. Okay, so things are actually happening in between those two slides. All right, keep going. 133 plus 19 is what? Anybody know? 152. So that's the next slide I'm saving. 152. Okay. 152, there it is. Oops. Click on delete. So how many slides do I have so far? If you scroll to the bottom, so far I've saved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm getting there. You need two more frames. So I'm at 133 and I have up to 190. By the time you get to the top, if you want to just pick a random one in between, like I'll delete slide 152 maybe to 163, hold down shift, delete. Maybe I'll save frame 164. And then I'm going to remove slide 165 up to 178, hold down shift, hit delete. Okay, I've almost got it. And now maybe I'll just delete. I'll save 178 and I will pick maybe one or two more. So select 179, hold down shift till 188, hit delete, and maybe I'll save my last frame, which is 190. Okay, so your project should look something like this, where you have 10 still frames saved. And these are the 10 frames that you're gonna start to animate in the next video, okay? Do not forget to go up to File, Save as PSD. And if you get a pop-up site that says this at the top, click Always Allow. Okay, that's gonna drop into your Downloads folder. Don't forget to go into your Downloads folder. If you click Show in Folder, you can find it, or go to your little launcher at the side, go to your files, and be sure to go into your Downloads folder and drag your project into your MMA folder. This is the only way you can ensure that you're going to save your work. And this is a longer project, so you want to make sure that you're saving your work. So now you should have a Pour Coffee folder, a GIF folder, and your PSD project file.